You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 1360 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Subscribe, like, and set to auto download if you don't mind. Today, Pat's got new hope for gay Catholics. Wow. And some of the dumbest criminals of all time to tell us about. Exciting.
That's right. Yeah, I told you to say new hope for gay Catholics, but I was being ironic.
Oh.
but some sort of something.
A silver lining.
Anything is better than eternal damnation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's
Yeah,
true,
it still might be that. But then also
Okay.
the dumbest criminals of all time out of Colorado.
Oh, fun.
Two gay
Great.
guys break into a Catholic church, try to get married.
No, they definitely wouldn't get a blessing if that happened. They make that clear.
It's not going that far. Okay.
Oh, not that dumb. All right.
No.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be something good. Wes has resurrecting the dead through artificial intelligence, AI, for those who don't know, and Jonathan Majors update. Wow.
Fuck yeah, dude. Does that mean, did you get any of the comments where they called me a fat piece of shit, racist cuck?
Oh yeah, that you took some hits on there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I think a little jab at you in my segment too. So.
Oh, good. Good. Nice.
Cool.
That'll be fun. Pat's just getting raked over the coals over Majors. Well, Pat, we'll see if you were right in the end. And I've got a lover's quarrel for the ages. Also, a lot out of New York right now. Crazy shit happened in New York. I'll tell you about. Don't forget to support our sponsors if you love the show. And if you want the great deals, because they're great. But also store.hardfactor.com for a gift, any season. The holiday season is perfect, but any season for the Hard Factor listeners in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
That's right.
it's just a little PSA.
That's
I like
right,
to do.
dude.
Tuesdays.
That is right.
I the song that plays the whoa. I heard it. I was laying in bed watching some Selling Sunset, and I heard that song on Selling Sunset. I got real excited. They played it when they were like flashing between like the different real estate, like it's like whoa.
It excited you that the stock music we bought is being used elsewhere?
That we didn't buy, but yes, yeah,
Licensed. I meant licensed, yes.
Yeah,
We didn't buy it because we licensed it.
exactly. We did
That's a
license.
legal term.
Everything.
Yeah.
We had
We're in good
Hard Factor had
company.
the rights to all. So
We did it first.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Get
you
off-
guys want
get
to
off
get in
our
that
nuts.
news?
Selling
yeah, let's do it.
Sunset.
Who's going? Somebody go. One of you guys
Here
go.
we go. Let me here we go.
Do you know who you're with? 3 Factor, yeah. This is real news.
I'll kick it off. All
Thank
right.
you.
Imagine this. You're robbing a business. Pretty sick, right? Your buds, two buds, you roll into a check cashing place. Say, give me the money. I don't know what a check cashing place is like. If any of us knew on this show, I don't think any of us would know, but if any of us would know, it would be Wes. Wes, any idea what a check cashing place is like on the inside?
Yeah, they have them sometimes at convenience stores. They are part. If you go into any kind of market, like a Spanish market, taqueria, meat market, they will a lot of times have a check cashing place inside the meat market, and basically it's like a booth with glass and money stuff around. You can sell.
How does that work?
They'll take your car. Well, a lot of times is you have to. Sometimes you give them a title of your car, or they just take an obscene percentage of your check to cash it for
Right.
you. Yeah.
Well, are you talking payday loan or check cashing, or are they the same?
Both. You can do both at a check cashing place, I believe.
Anything you want, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just going to be high interest, whatever it is. So
Yeah, okay. This story takes place in Commerce City, Colorado, which I didn't know. It's in Adams County, 62,000 person population, and there's a check cashing place called High-Low Check Cashing, and my guess is if you're there, is low. The high is wishful thinking.
Yeah. High interest rates, low.
Right.
Low
but it's a
payout,
relatable. It's a
low amount of your
relatable
check.
name. Yeah. If you're going there, you get it. You know, you've had some highs, had some lows. That's why you're at high low.
I'm going to see what the average amount of check cashing place takes. Okay, 1 to 12%. Okay, so it's like Venmo, right? When it's like, do you want to transfer this money to your Venmo account? You can do it instantly.
12% is insane.
Right, for 1 to 3%. Right, 12% is like an agent.
Yeah.
It's like someone who manages your money.
That's the I know you're illegal. I'll cash this check for you, but I'm going to take a tenth of it.
Yeah, 12% of it. Anyway, okay, so high-low check cashing, 7,200 block of Monaco. These guys roll in, 3 criminals, and they're robbing that check cashing place. Things are going good. They say, give me that 12%. I know you got the capital, and beyond the 12%, like if you're cashing checks, you got to have a lot of cash on hand, right? I don't know what a check cashing place has, but other than probably a glass partition between the cash register and the customer, but maybe like 10, 15,000, 20,000 bucks, something like that would be my guess.
Sure. Yep.
Right? Even in a smaller city, Commerce City, Colorado. The 3 crooks got their cash some 11 a.m. and then they pop out. And they're pretty upset. And they were upset because their getaway car, which they had left outside of the check cashing place, wasn't there because it had been stolen.
They didn't leave anybody in the car.
No, I mean, it's 3-man. You don't want to cut an extra guy in on the job.
All 3 dudes are robbing this check cashing place, and all 3 of them go inside the store and wait.
You seen Point Break, dude. You need someone to cover the crowd, okay? 2 men to cover the crowd, and then you need one guy to deal with the owner of the place.
They had a driver for sure, though.
That's a whole other operation going on at the check cashing place. That's another operation. Steal the people's car that go in to cash the checks.
Right. Okay. So the car itself, according to the Commerce City Police Department's Facebook post, the car itself was stolen as well. Ironically enough, so it was a stolen car. Okay, they stole it to go do the job. Typical.
Were they being tailed by the owner?
No. They maybe they stole it the day before if they're good criminals. Okay. Probably left it running, thinking we're the baddest motherfuckers on this block. Didn't think, wow, where's the best place to get your car stolen? Leaving it running outside a check cashing place. So the cops busted him.
When you hotwire a car, you tend to probably leave it running because you don't want to have to do the whole process over again.
Sure, but still, in that case, maybe leave somebody with a running car. I mean,
again,
a lot of excuses are being made for these guys.
Will, do you want a quarter of the loot or a third of the loot?
You're saying you're going to be cut out? If you're driving, you won't be cut out. They got to get in the car.
I'm telling you, you bring a 4th man in on the operation. Best you're going to do, unless you kill one of the guys, is get a quarter of the loot, right? You just 3 men on the operation and figure we're the baddest motherfuckers on this block. You get a third. See what I'm saying? It's just economics, Will.
Sure, but I mean, still, like one of the 3 could have stayed by the car. Or at least kept an eye on it.
They didn't. 2 of the 3 got arrested. 1 guy got away. He must be fast.
Wow, impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was pretty awesome. Just, I like how Commerce City, Colorado Police Department put it out. So you wouldn't believe it. Like, cops, police departments love this on their Facebook. They love it. They love it. But really, this reflects pretty poorly on the Commerce City, Colorado Police Department, if you ask me.
Well,
yeah, it's just a lot of crime in one instance.
Yeah, not good.
Sometimes criminals sort themselves
full of crime.
Did they find the people that stole the car the second time? Because that's also a crime.
No, that guy's the big winner. He's gone.
Okay. Was it the guy that got away?
No. So 4 criminals, okay?
Right.
1 guy came to steal the already stolen car. He got away, okay?
Right.
3 criminals inside, 2 busted.
And
one of the trio got away.
So 50% of the criminals are on the loose.
Yeah, but if you look at it, 50% of the criminals are locked up, glass half full, empty.
Here's a question from the comments. If we were to plan a heist, what would each of our roles be?
I'd drive so we wouldn't forget a driver or somebody to watch the car. So
I'd like Will to be the wheelman, because when you get in a pinch, right, and the wheelman is the last line of defense. Okay, that's the person that is either going to make or break your life sentence, right? He's going to get you away or get you caught. you need someone who's going to make potentially an irrational decision.
Yeah.
Oh,
behind the
I
wheel.
will drive insanely. Yeah, if you let
We'll
me be
drive
the-
through a backyard if he needs to.
if I got to.
Yeah.
We got to get a wing.
Well, that's weird. It says Mark can be the tech guy and the truck eating sandwich. Mark would be the planning guy. He would be the guy that would plan it out, and then he'd talk you through it. Yeah,
sure.
Tiller says Pat feels like the quote, "Let me talk to them" guy.
He's the confidence man for sure. He's gonna social engineer some type of in with the bank.
Probably. I try to keep my hands clean. Like, I would do the crime, but you wouldn't know I'm doing you the crime.
We actually have a perfect crew. Wes would be the best distraction guy. I mean, all the impersonations. There's a lot of possibilities there. We give him prosthetics.
Who's gonna be the heavy that pistol whips the clerk?
See, that's the problem. I don't know if any of us could pistol whip a clerk.
Mark might have to do double duty, you know?
Yeah. We get Mark angry enough, he could do it.
Yeah.
Angry Mark could pistol whip somebody.
We just have to rig it so that it seemed like, because Mark will do the job if he feels like the stakes were even and he was dealt the job in an even game of chance. So we just need to rig the game of chance so Mark gets the pistol whip the clerk gig.
Yeah.
And he'll do it. He'll execute.
Yeah.
But don't give him a gun.
That's fair.
He fudged that up.
That's fair.
No. And definitely not the driver.
No, Will's a driver. Everyone knows that. Anyway, that's it. Yeah. Who's next?
You want
Wes, go ahead and take it. Okay. I gotta look them up real quick.
Let's talk Majors. Let's talk Jonathan Majors.
Right.
Remember Mr. Important doing great things. The next face of Marvel. Oh, wait, no, he's not, because they just fired him immediately. They pretty much had their fingers on the fire button as the jury found Majors guilty of assault and harassment of his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabbari. Here he is hearing the jury say guilty. So this all stems. We've played you the video.
Wait, put that back up. What's the woman next to him doing?
That's his lawyer.
What kind of look on your face is that to have when your
Wait,
clients?
that's who was?
I don't know. She looks like an AI to me, but that's his lawyer, I believe.
I don't know,
Why is
man.
the lawyer so happy? He's
Looks like an AI to me. Yeah, right. The lawyer has a satisfied smirk on her face.
Yeah, she's an interesting looking lady.
Well, you know what she's saying with her face? Job well done, me.
Well, kind of, because he did get off on. We'll get into it. He kind of got off on some things that some people maybe thought that he shouldn't have, but he was found guilty. He was found guilty of enough stuff to get fired by Marvel. So I'll let you know. So again, this stems all back from March 25th. We played the video, him and his girlfriend tussling in that SUV because she found a text on his phone from a woman named Cleopatra. And that text said, "Wish I was kissing you right now." And that'll set any woman off, right? So
that's a fake name you put in your phone to make your mistress seem even sexier.
Right. Cleopatra is one of the sexiest women in the ever in history, right? That's
a little bit more low key, right? Yeah, I mean,
right.
When you're Majors, when you're a great man doing great things, like starring in White Boy Rick, you're entitled.
Right.
You'd let a woman named Cleopatra praying mantis you.
Oh yeah, easily. That's what you hope for.
Yeah.
He's got like Helen of Troy and Aphrodite in there too.
Yeah.
Well, Wes, though, I gotta say, last week I posted a video to social media on the Hard Factor social media, essentially recapping that dating Jonathan Majors felt like a real chore after he told his girl, berated her for coming home drunk with a girlfriend and telling her she needed to be more like Michelle Obama or Coretta Scott King, likening himself to Martin Luther King Jr. And a lot of I don't know, it was kind of like it had an Andrew Tate stand vibe, the reaction, I got to say.
It certainly did. You took
some guy who gargles friends and colleagues of mine's social media's balls in their mouths said, "Look at fat Pat, this fat piece of shit." And then I checked his feed, and it was just him sucking the dick of a bunch of people I call friend.
Oh,
wow,
man, that's tough.
Disappointing. Well,
he doesn't
anyway,
approve of you though. He
might you win this one because the jury sided with you.
Okay,
and the legal system sided with you. Also on the phone, she found a text message where he sent Cleopatra a D'Angelo song, a song called "Lady." And if you know anything about D'Angelo, that's fucking music. That's we're gonna fuck.
Very sexy.
Yeah, and the lyrics to "Lady" go, "Oh, you're my lady, you're my lady, you're my lady. Oh my, oh baby, you're my lady. Yeah,
But
don't
he
think
can't
I."
get, okay.
Yeah. So he's he's professing that Grace wasn't his lady. Cleopatra was in fact his lady.
Sure. So he's getting with Cleopatra on the side, but they accused him of beating her, right? That's what he's in trouble for.
Yeah, that's exactly. He's in trouble for breaking her finger, which is here's the picture of that.
Okay.
Here's a
Not much-
picture
that's a
of
broke-ass
some
finger.
bruising on her neck, and then the worst one, the bloody ear, where he struck her on the head and caused a gash in her ear. So he did in fact assault her. That's beyond.
That's what the jury found.
Yeah, that's what the jury.
But then he ran from her, Wes, in
Then
that
he ran
security video.
right,
Which is
and that
clear
that-
evidence that he's not a weird, domineering, abusive piece of shit who's self-important.
is. I think he thought running and as if he ran fast enough that it would erase he could go back in time and it would erase.
Smart.
Flash.
Smart.
Yeah.
Which
Like
direction
Superman
was he
just
running?
Right.
Was it east or west? This is very important.
I don't know. I don't know. It could have
Okay.
been. It was just. I'm going to try to go back in time.
I mean,
So
he
if
had
it was
mapped
against,
out.
if it was
He had it
against the spin of the Earth, Wes, that's very important.
So anyway, deliberations were on Thursday, and then today, Monday, they reached the verdict. So they found him guilty of recklessly causing physical injury, but not assault with intent to cause physical injury. So I guess technically he did assault her, but that didn't mean like it wasn't what Pat would call his fit of rage, right? In the video, like that technically he did assault her, but he didn't mean to in his fit of rage, right?
Okay, this is like it's like a manslaughter versus a murder type thing here.
Kind of, yes, exactly.
Except for domestic violence.
Exactly. So
How does that work?
He didn't plan it out. He wasn't like
who plans to domestically abuse?
it's like a crime of
wasn't sitting at
passion kind of
home.
thing.
like waiting for her to get home.
It's a crime of passion assault. I
Hungry.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the jury, didn't believe some of Jabbari's story about what happened because they found he didn't intentionally cause any injuries to her. So that's maybe why she's smiling in this picture, is that she considers that a win, because it brings down his potential sentence a lot, even though he still lost Marvel. So
they did both seem like kind of nuts. Like from the evidence, it seemed like it was just a tumultuous, wild ass relationship, right? So
yes, look. I mean, look, she 100% started.
What did she do?
Altercation.
Yeah, what did she do? Yeah.
She started the altercation.
Yeah, she did.
He finished.
she
it,
did.
though. He finished.
Yeah,
it, though.
okay.
Yeah.
So who's
the
okay?
photo evidence suggests.
He
Yeah.
finished it. So he's scheduled to be sentenced on February 6th. He faces up to a year in prison on the 2 misdemeanor counts.
Really?
Though they're saying that sentence is unlikely for a first-time offender like the great Jonathan Majors, who has done a lot of great things in the world, as he will tell you. So yeah.
Oh, imagine his first time offender package with the esteem that comes with all that.
Zero jail time. He's going to get 0 jail time. They're going to weigh the fact that he lost millions from being fired from Marvel. They also renewed his order of protection from contacting Jabbari, so she's safe from any more domestic violence. But yeah,
Big ups to Marvel for waiting, right? I love that.
You gotta wait. I mean,
Last couple years, there hasn't been a lot of waiting to see how the trial plays out.
I mean, that should be how it's handled in general for places of employment, right?
You know who didn't wait? The New England Patriots, when they heard that Aaron Hernandez was involved in that murder investigation.
Good one not to wait on, though. On that, they knew, when you see that guy walking into the locker room for a few years, you figure it out. Hey, if it comes out that Aaron, participated in a murder one day, we probably just want to go ahead and cut bait right away.
Right.
It's believable.
Mm-hmm.
If Aaron drives to the facility with reporters chasing him because of a potential murder investigation, you see, I'm going to go write that down on this clipboard. You check this box and you lock the doors. And you
Yeah,
tell
it's
them
just
to leave
good
the
planning.
premises.
Yeah,
They had
it's
some
good
pretty
plan.
strong video evidence that came out against old, Aaron as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Patriots are great at analyzing video evidence, as we all know. So
That's right. So, so there you have it. Jonathan Majors will not be seen in any Marvel movie. Maybe he still says he's going to try and clear his name and maybe get that contract back. But for now, we're going to wait until he gets sentenced on February 6th to see what really happens to him and what his real penalty will be. But the biggest penalty of all is the millions of dollars he's losing by not being Marvel's next big thing, which he was about to be. So
pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's a bad punishment. All right. Next up, fellas, I want you to meet Heather Dilbert right here. See her? Bedford County, Pennsylvania. Any specific crimes you think she may be liable for based on the mugshot alone? Just the mugshot.
There was a crime committed against her with the last name when the series Dilbert came out.
Dilbert? Yeah, Heather Dilbert. Yeah, it's tough.
I would say forcefully eating as many vaginas as she can get her hands on.
Ravenous. You gonna finish that?
Yeah.
She looks like a pimp. She looks like she pimped.
Right.
To be
Yeah,
frank.
she looks like she's in Orange is the New Black.
Yeah. Subaru stealing crime spree. I don't know.
Yeah.
The reason she's in jail is because she's accused of hiring a hitman, 34 years old, Zachary Sellers, to set fire to the family home of her estranged wife. So she's still married, but her wife, is going to leave her, is living somewhere else with her family. But luckily for everyone, the alleged plan went wrong on the night of October 29th. So that's why she's in jail. She tried to burn down the house of her wife and family.
Did she pick the manner of murder? I wonder.
Yeah.
Or
She was
did the hitman
involved.
say, I got some options for you. We got the fire package. Or did she say, I want to watch him burn?
It appears she Pat, literally, I'll get to that exactly. A live comment real quick from Landon says big cargo shortwear. Yes. Yeah. So anyways, it all started this year when Dilbert was charged with threatening to kill her ex's or current wife, but estranged, her father back on October 18th. So
Run that back
Big
for me again.
Big Dilbert's a little upset back on October 18th.
Big Dilbert.
She
Big
threatens.
That's gonna be her president. It was Big Bird. Okay, wait. So her ex's dad?
Yeah. So the estranged wife's dad on October 18th, Big Dill goes in there and is like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and then they reported that to the cops.
Oh man, it's like I don't have a daughter. Will, you do. Wes, you don't, right? So Will, I imagine when you have a daughter, we saw it happen a couple times with girls we went to high school with, where the shithead boyfriend shows up to fight you, and
Yeah.
anyone that has a daughter, that's in the back of your head, right? I really hope this scenario skips me. Now, when you realize that your daughter's gay, you're thinking to yourself, this is great. One less thing to worry about. Until, of course,
Until Heather
she
Dilbert
chooses a partner like Big Bert.
Yeah.
And that scenario is back on the table for you.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Might have to fight a lesbian in my front lawn now.
You're getting in fight.
I'm
You're getting in
here
verbal
for Sarah.
Yeah, like immediately. It's
So she blamed the dad for their breakup, obviously.
yeah. I mean, it's never. I don't think it's ever Big Dill's fault. You know what I mean? And so
You
at
can
least
do
the
better
way
than
that this
Big Dill.
at least the way that this plays out. So she then immediately, October 18th, the day that she's charged with threatening to kill her estranged wife's father, she started messaging Zachary Sellers, the guy who eventually tried to burn down the home. But after his pathetic arson attempt of a single Molotov cocktail to the front porch. That's all he did.
Come on, bro.
She was helping him
To the
plan
front porch?
it. Yeah, she was helping him plan it for like a from October 18th to October 29th. She's helping him plan how he's going to burn down this house with her and her family and all the kids in there. And what he did when he drove past on October 29th was one Molotov cocktail to the front porch.
He probably threw it from the fucking car too, like a pussy.
Right. So you can drive. So when that obviously failed to burn down the house that night, the police arrested Dilbert the next day. It was actually the same day, October 29th, as the obvious sole, and prime suspect. Yeah, they were like, obviously Heather Dilbert. I mean,
You
Who else
got dude,
did
the attempted arson. I had a buddy who got attempted arson charges because he was in a bad time with his alcoholism and ended up doing something to his parents' house. It was a bad situation. He regrets it tremendously.
Sure.
But he did hard time because of it. Like arson is a serious situation. Obviously, she got the attempted murder on there too, but like a single Molotov, like if you start an arson, you got to finish that arson.
Oh, Pat, the family was laughing.
You can't it was a soft arson. You can't soft arson.
They easily put out, the single Molotov cocktail as soon as they heard it like clink around on the front porch with only minor damages to the porch.
Just like the cement is on fire.
Right, exactly.
Like the trail.
Throw it at the most cement part of our house.
And so, but it's good because there was kids inside. It was an insane plan. So text investigations revealed that Dilbert, Big Dill, she helped sellers plan the arson, but then she split with him. Like she was with them all day, all week leading up to when he tried to toss the Molotov cocktail in their house. But she split just before it went down and went to Club Lust in Martinsburg, West Virginia, which according to their Facebook page is also a steakhouse. And it's the perfect mix of live entertainment mixed with an amazing menu. So,
bro, Dilbert rules Club Lust. She gets a seat. She gets a seat with her back facing the wall, right head facing the door. She brings her own bib and just gets the fucking ribeye.
Yeah, they've seen Big Dill.
It's a T-bone special.
Yeah, he's got a punch card.
Big time buffet patron over there at Club Lust. And that was Dilbert's alibi for why she couldn't have possibly committed the arson. So when she was arrested, a few hours after the attempted arson on her estranged wife's house, she's like, no, I was at Club Lust. I couldn't have possibly tried to burn their house down. But it didn't matter because when the cops recently arrested 34-year-old Zachary Sellers, the guy who did throw the Molotov cocktail 2 months later, he immediately flipped on 43-year-old Heather Dilbert, and he claims that she told him to, quote, kill them all of Dilbert's wife's family, including the children who were inside at the time. So, like you said, Pat, your buddy who did a lot of time punishment for his attempted arson, Heather Dilbert is fucked as she awaits trial in Bedford County Jail on $1 million bail. So,
oh man, what was the lady's name? I want to see if I can't find a photo of her. Did it say?
Her
Target?
wife? No,
Yeah,
I didn't look into
Zachary Wilson.
Zachary Will. I didn't look into the identities of the other.
What was the name of Dilbert's chew toy?
I didn't look into the name.
What was she gonna give Zach?
Munching on that thing.
You just convinced him to do it.
She's. I mean, Wes. She can be persuasive when she wants to be.
Yeah.
What is it? What does her chest tat say?
It's definitely butt. The word
this
butt.
This. It's about this butt.
Something about
That's
a
big
butt.
deal for you. She leaves it up to the imagination. And also she's fucked because it's everybody's turning on her.
Man,
Everyone hates her. She's probably really mean.
not good.
No, hey,
Not
you know
good.
what though? While she's awaiting trial and in jail probably for a whole lot after that, she's going to have some time to expand her mind, maybe learn a few more skills, like a language. Maybe you guys ever thought about that? Really
Perfect place
expand
to
your
do it.
portfolio.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's possible that anybody with a little time on their hands this fall, you can start speaking a new
her name
language
is Diebert.
Diebert. Yeah, you're right. D-I-B-E-R-T.
I like it better as Dilbert.
Yeah.
I wanted to. You know what happened there? My brain saw Dilbert.
Saw Dilbert. Dude, it's of course. Of course.
All right, correction for when we cut it down. Correction, it's Diebert. But more importantly, Heather could spend some time that she's got ample amounts of right now this fall to learn a new language with Babbel. Why Babbel? Because it works, okay? Instead of paying hundreds of dollars for a private tutor or fooling yourself with language apps that are little more than games. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by over 150 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations. All of Babbel's tips and tools for learning a new language are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching. It's super simple. Just sign up and set a goal for a particular language you want to learn and take your course from your phone, computer, anytime you want to. Spanish, I have learned the word for cat is el gato. And when I say that correctly, they play me a perfect little chime to let me know that I've gotten it correct. That's Babbel. It's just
That's
intuitive.
awesome.
You know by the sound that it's perfect. El gato, the cat. Yes. Spanish. You can see. I'm learning. Studies from Yale, Michigan State, and others continue to prove that Babbel is better. For instance, one study found that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. With over 10 million subscriptions sold, Babbel is real language learning for real conversation. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners only. Get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/factor. Get 55% off babbel.com/factor, spelled BABBEL.com/factor. Rules and restrictions apply, but this is the best, cheapest, easiest way to learn a new language.
Yeah.
Guys, I got a huge update in the Dilbert case. This is insane. Okay, so in 2012, a woman named Fawn Mountain, right, was last seen in Claysburg, Pennsylvania. That was November 25th, 2012. Fawn was dating Heather Dilbert.
Big deal.
Big deal. And they had just returned home after spending several days helping Dilbert's parents clean and sterilize their butcher shop. Okay. Dilbert's brother and girlfriend, who had been helping out, returned home with them as they lived in the same trailer park. Dilbert's brother's girlfriend last saw Fawn Mountain that night. The next morning, she saw Dilbert smoking a cigarette outside and speaking to her parents, and she said, "Hey, Heather Dilbert, where's Fawn?" And Dilbert says, "Oh, I woke up at about 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, and I noticed that Fawn was gone." And now Fawn's mother is speaking out, saying that she thinks Heather Dilbert killed her daughter, Fawn.
Good chance.
Dilbert. Oh, no.
It's Dilbert forever.
Yeah, it is big deal.
Well, she got away with that?
She got away with that.
Eventually.
Damn.
Yeah.
They got her in the clink now, though, Wes, so
Yeah.
they better put the heat on, figure out what Big Dill's been up to.
She's a crime boss, dog. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about gay Catholics. The Pope announced in a letter that priests may now offer blessings to people in same-sex marriages.
Didn't he already do this like a while ago?
He wrote a letter or issued a statement about gay priests called "Who Am I to Judge?" But no, he didn't do this exactly. He was called upon to do this in some way, shape, or form, because I guess a lot of clergies have been getting this question. Hey, I'm gay. I notice your numbers are dwindling.
Right.
Sup?
And so he says, you can't get married, but...
Oh, definitely not married. Well, let me get into it. So priests can bless people in same-sex marriages, although the blessings must not take the form of a liturgical rite, okay, that could be confused with the sacrament of marriage. Right. And this is a quote: "They cannot include any clothing. The blessing cannot be, done when there's any clothing, gestures, or words that are proper to a wedding." So you can't sneak it in there. You see what I'm saying? Like they're being really
nude inside the...
Right. You can't like show up in two tuxedos, right? Mm-hmm. Or two wedding dresses, or however you like to do it, and say, "Hey, bless us," and then be like, "We gotcha. We're going to heaven, you dummies."
And no kissing.
Absolutely no kissing. Guys, the letter stresses that blessings in question must not be tied to any specific Catholic celebration or religious service. Okay, so can't be related to marriage, liturgical service, can't be wearing anything that would be confused as a wedding ceremony, or any gestures that would be related. Can't be tied to any celebration or religious service, and cannot be conferred at the same time as a civil union. Right.
This is more of a kick in the pants than just saying that we still can't do it.
Yes, dude, it's so specific.
But Wes,
now
you could come in on a Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. in
shorts,
cargo shorts, and t-shirts,
right?
And you could have them tell you it's all right.
You could get blessed by someone who really doesn't want to be doing this.
Exactly. Now, keep in mind the church's stance is still that homosexuality is bizarre and wrong and
Did
weird.
Did they tell you that at the blessing? I'm confused about that part.
Look, you here's the things you can get blessed now: a boat, Okay, that's a common thing to get blessed. A boat. It's like a boat. It's like, hey, bless my boat. That's essentially what it's like. I'm about to go on this journey. Bless this boat. But no kissing, and they still don't recognize your marriage. Here's a quote. There's no intention to legitimize anything. Let's make that clear, but rather open one's life to God, to ask for his help to live better, and also invoke the Holy Spirit so that the values of the gospel may be lived with greater faithfulness. Now, in 2012, the church ruled that God can, quote, not bless sin. God can't bless sin, cannot bless sin. So that's essentially why people are confused, right? Wait, you can't bless sin. Well, the church is overtly saying that homosexuality is a sin, right? And in 2012, they said you can't bless sin, but now, look, it's all about money, and they're losing money. So Pope Francis said, now you can bless gays, but gay marrieds. But under what circumstances, we're still kind of not sure.
Okay.
This is such an insult.
It's fucked up. Father Gerald Murray, who's part of the Archdiocese of New York, pastor of Holy Family Church in New York, said, quote, I will never confer a blessing upon two men or two women who are involved in a sexual relationship. That is by its nature gravely sinful. He's not happy about it. He's a staunch conservative in the church, a liberal in the church.
You'd imagine this is going to get mixed reviews in the church, right? Like
it's getting mixed reviews. So yeah,
it's going to be a controversial.
Well, priests have been some priests. I think maybe what I read before we covered, they were doing these blessings without the Pope's permission.
Well,
so
sure,
there were people blessing gay marriage before.
If they come to your church, you're not
blessing gay marriage. They're blessing a gay married
no, like a
couple.
gay couple. If they come to the church,
like a boat,
right?
Before a journey.
If they come to your church or whatever they call it in Catholicism, you're not going to like turn them away. You know,
they play that.
You're not going to be like, oh, I refuse to speak to you.
Yeah. The letter continues that the couple has to be brought in by a third party who's presenting them as if they're a possession, right?
Or to have mercy.
These guys
please have mercy on these two.
These queers are going to be in my house for the weekend. I was hoping you could, I don't know, do something.
Yeah,
it can only take place in a confessional box. Everybody has to squeeze in, and that's where they'll bless you.
Right. Another quote: Francis D. Berardo, who's a liberal in the church, says it's really landmark and a milestone in the church's relationship with the LGBTQ plus community. Can't be overstated or overestimated. Hey, it's progress, I guess.
I would be insulted. I'd be more insulted by this whole thing because they're just reiterating the fact that they think that you're going to be in sin. So we, like, hey, so we'll make it perfectly clear. This ain't what you think it is because we still hate you, but we're willing to, kind of appease you a little bit.
But for you poor bastards that are trapped in faith and attempting to honor who you are as a person, here's a little confusing morsel.
Right. It's a little like, is it like indulgences where you could buy it? Because you're going to be doing a photo op there, right? So you're going to be
no. Photo ops strictly permitted. Prohibited.
No photo ops.
Anyway, whatever. It is what it is.
Thing. No, I mean,
look, if there are gay couples out there that are happy about this, then that's great. But I mean,
well, there's no gay couple. There's one man or woman in the relationship who's still holding on to their Catholic faith, and there's one who begrudgingly is hanging out to appease them.
Got it.
At Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. before public viewing takes place, or public
sneak them in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do they light a candle at least or something, or is it just like
that's nope.
No. They don't they don't even turn the lights on, Will.
Right, you can, because the lights would mean there could be a wedding happening.
Yeah, it's all in the dark, and there's a max of 3 people allowed to witness it. And
no, 3. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But it's not. There is like 7.
Kissing.
Yeah, 7 things you can't do, right?
Yeah, I mean, getting somewhere as Pat,
like be accepted in the church is the 7th. Anyway,
okay, good for them, I guess. Okay, you guys saw the Anthony Bourdain documentary Roadrunner, right?
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Okay. Well,
but that's the one they used some AI voice.
Exactly.
Right?
No, I've not seen it. No.
Exactly. That was the first time where AI became a big thing, where they kind of resurrected Anthony Bourdain. There was a big moral question about whether or not they should be using his voice to complete and say certain things in the video.
That he had written. That was the thing. It was
Yeah.
his journal. They had him,
Right.
his voice, his AI voice reading his journal.
Right, exactly. Well, now that technology is getting even creepier, but also it's being used to help people in China, especially grieve their lost loved ones. So here's a picture of Siku Wu and his wife at their son's gravesite. Obviously, losing their son has been a traumatic experience for them, but like many other Chinese people, the Wus are turning to AI to make the memory of their son, who died of a stroke, mind you, at the age of 22. So just horrible.
Ooh, rough. Terrible.
Yeah. They're turning to AI to make it more manageable, and actually are using AI to create the most realistic avatar of their son that money can buy. Okay.
Ooh.
So
it's gonna be just Tupac with their son's face on it, because that sounds expensive.
it's not as expensive as you might think, but it's
mentally expensive. Like, isn't like going through the proper grieving process maybe better, more healthy for your mind than like fixating on an AI version of your kid? I don't know.
Oh, they will be obsessed with the AI version of their son. Absolutely.
Right.
They've been having those things where you can text your dead homie or friend or relative.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's been around for a while.
No, but now they want to create a fully realistic replica that behaves and sounds and looks just like your dead loved one. So, like you can, if they'll make him say things. So, for example,
can you do this with live people that you have a crush on but aren't interested in you?
Yeah, easily. 100%.
That's just a sex robot. That's
well, these two technologies are going to
Pat.
meet in sex robots very soon. 100%.
Well, this is the plot to that movie. Which is the one where the kid is like, which one, Pat?
Oh, her with Joaquin Phoenix?
No, where the kid is like the first
Weird Science
robot. It's like you find out it's the kid. Spoiler is like the first one at the end, and it was to replace like a real kid. Anyways, it's
AI.
Is that it? The one? Yeah. It's a plot to a movie.
Anyway, so they already have recordings of their son that they play where they're playing on this gravesite. He takes out his phone, and in the son's voice, it says, "I know you're in great pain every day because of me and feel guilty and helpless. Even though I can't be by your side ever again, my soul is still in this world accompanying you through life." So they had the AI company make their son say that for them, which gives them peace. And they want to, synchronize reality with the metaverse. And as Wu says, then I'll have my son with me all over again. So I don't know if they're trying to create their dead son in the metaverse, and then they can go hang out with him all day long, have dinner with him.
It's first there, then to the robot, right? It's like you start with like the graphical AI.
Start with the audio, then you go to the image, then you go to like the full body. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So there's companies, these things are called ghost bots, and they're very popular in China. And there's companies that specialize in doing just this for families. Whether it's to create like a lost loved one, like a son, or maybe an ex-girlfriend is one of the examples they use that you lost. And they take all the images, all the videos you have of this person, the audio, and they try to create the most realistic avatar of this person so that you can basically get them to say whatever you want. And the idea is that the AI will become so advanced that they will learn to think like your dead son eventually and give you natural reactions like your dead son might have.
See, this is getting really unhealthy, right? Like it's like that, where the robot's like trying to become that dead person, and then you're buying into that whole experience. That's going to put people in some weird mental spots.
I don't care that you think it makes me look more handsome, Mom. I'm not shaving.
Yeah. I told you I'm full. So there's a company in China called Superbrain, and they've been working with the Wus, and they charge anywhere from $1,400 to $2,800 to create a very basic avatar, and they can do it in about 20 days. So boom, your son's dead. In 20 days, you can be listening to his voice, maybe seeing his image in a very basic avatar to help you get through that grieving process. And then, like we said, probably become obsessed with the avatar.
Probably helps maybe a little, but if you get really into it, it might be you could like go down a rabbit hole.
yeah, you can go down an extreme rabbit hole because, like Pat said, and it will eventually enter the realm of combining with sex bots to where the point where you can now fuck your ex-girlfriend if you want to through the AI avatar that you've created of her in combination with a sex bot. So, you know,
and she would live there trying to mimic the ex-girlfriend in the state of always being with you.
Yep.
That's
and the more obsessed you were with her, the better, because the more images, the more video, the more audio you have of her, the better the avatar can be. Right. And again,
do you think like widowers will just like have a robot, like somebody who like loses somebody and they don't feel like going out again? Like,
just have a robot. I saw a touching video one time of an old man who had lost his wife, and the family printed he had a picture of her on his bedside and he kissed every night. And then the family then took that picture and put it on a pillow for him so that he could hug her at night. And he cried when they gave him the pillow. This is the next level up of that same thing. Like, you know, it'll be a robot that you can snuggle with at night, that you can say goodnight to, that is your dead ex-wife or your dead son or whoever you want it to be. That's where things are heading. So ghost bots. And of course, all the morality of bringing back a person who, you know, might not want to be brought back. It's all going to be out there. But in China, who is leading this AI technology, they don't seem to care. They seem to say, hey, give me $3,000. Your dead son will be talking to you in no time.
Yeah. Well,
Nope.
There's a big market for it.
It's
now you're telling me you're not going to
fucking crazy.
Look at this comment from Chris in the live chat. It says, Patrick, you have a very large base. You could get the robot to say, I mean,
stop it.
Yeah.
You came up with that on your own?
Mark knows what movie I'm talking about, but he won't tell me. It says
he's talking about He Sees Dead People, which is Sixth Sense. Haley Joel Osment, who is an AI, same actor. That's what he's saying.
Okay, there it is. So you didn't.
Mark and I are communicating. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Go
well,
Birds.
That's the pop culture representatives of Hard Factor Hard at Work right there. Thank you. Yeah. And Wes, thank you. I mean, that was very informative.
It's just another creepy thing that's happening in AI. But, you know, hey, if it helps people get through their grieving process, that's great. It's like going to a psychic that you think is talking to your dead relative to kind of tell, like, and the psychic says, he wants you to know that he wasn't in any pain and he loves you and blah, 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 and it wasn't your fault. It's like the same kind of thing.
Except tricking yourself into thinking a robot can be that psychic. Like, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, you have to at least realize that it's not your son, but if AI gets good enough, then you will be able to convince yourself that it is, if he behaves and looks and sounds just like your dead son.
Real quick, guys, disturbing details back to Dilbert have been shared nationally through change.org. Okay, this is with the woman Fawn Mountain, the woman that disappeared, that she's suspected of murdering. It got to the point that Dilbert allegedly rarely let Fawn out of her sight. She'd bring Fawn to work with her and keep her locked in the car, making sure that the alarm was set so that she'd be alerted if she tried to leave the vehicle.
Oh, damn.
She must have been a piece.
So people think this is her striking again, basically.
100%. Yeah. She kept the door of their trailer padlocked from the outside until she returned from work. And that was Fawn's first relationship with a woman. She chose Dilbert. And she's gone missing. Yeah, dude.
One and done. Ouch. R.I.P. probably Fawn. Big Dill.
Fawn Mountain. Yeah, she's been. Fawn's dead. There's Dilbert's Facebook page. I think probably with the woman that she's going after now.
Oof. Yeah, she goes for. I mean, all these women are out of her league.
The woman that she posted on the Facebook
handle
page
it when they want to leave. You know, yeah,
looks a lot like Fawn.
Yeah. Oh, looks a lot like Fawn. Oh no.
Yeah, dude. Fawn. I mean, Dilbert.
She created a real life AI of her ex.
People are on her for Fawn's murder, bro.
That's like that crazy German series that was just out where the guy kidnaps the woman that looked just like his original wife, and then they raise the kids and that.
Holy shit.
That's Big Dill is the American version of that.
Yeah. Guys, okay, so Fawn, the woman that went missing in 2012, she got away from Dilbert and went to her mom's house. Sounds similar to anything we heard recently?
Oh, yeah,
went
just
to her
like
mom.
this last one.
Yeah.
Right, and Dilbert reportedly always tracked her down, would pound on the door demanding that Fawn come out. Damn. So she,
they should have reported Big Dill to the police. This next family handled it better.
So is Fawn maybe just in hiding?
No, Fawn's dead. Fawn's been missing since 2012. 100% dead.
The confirmed dead body scene.
I mean, there's like change.org, like people. Fawn's dead. Dilbert killed Fawn, probably.
Allegedly.
And now she's up to her old tricks again.
What if
Holy
Fawn comes
shit.
out of the hiding now that Dilbert's behind bars and she feels
Yeah,
safe?
because that happens a lot. That happens a lot,
Pat,
often.
I appreciate you, figuring out so much more about that case after I kept calling her Dilbert and her name's Dibert.
She's Dilbert to us.
Yeah, that's it unlocked a whole new
Fawn.
aspect of the story. Okay, real quick, guys, before we hang up today, Greg Abbott is going to start arresting illegal immigrants in Texas to see what the feds do about it. So he's just like, this is the next step after the planes.
That's going to cost us.
His own
Where's he
border
gonna-
patrol arrest.
Where's he going to put him? In
I
jail?
imagine in jails, right? Like I don't know.
Oh, we got room. And it'd be good that they're not contributing to the economy when they're locked up. That'll be good.
We got places for him. Don't you worry.
No, they don't.
Well, empty Walmarts. That's what they were doing before, right? Empty,
Yeah, and they were
empty
they were-
warehouses. Yeah.
Yeah, it sets up a really weird, legal challenge. We'll see what happens with that. And the Bizarro Texas, the opposite of Texas, it's like just the opposite. New York, it's also getting crazy up there as the ACLU is planning to represent the NRA in court against New York's Department of Financial Services in the Supreme Court early next year regarding comments former New York State Department of Financial Services Superintendent Maria Vullo made in the wake of the 2018 shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, where she called on banks and insurance companies to stop working with pro-gun groups. So a little world upside down moment there, but the ACLU
It's an
is
odd couple.
actually going to represent the NRA because that's a civil liberties violation.
Right. But the ACLU is there for people who get violated and then can't really afford the cost of justice in our country. Versus the NRA is a lobbyist organization.
This one's so egregious, I guess they're doing it, just out of the goodness of their heart to protect the NRA. That's a little bit of a head scratcher right there with enemies teaming up. But I think New York City Mayor Eric Adams sums it up best on his recent visit to local news PIX 11. And this is what he says about New York.
Here we've come to the end of what was a very eventful 2023, right? So when you look at the totality of the year, if you had to describe it, and it's tough to do, in one word, what would that word be, and tell me why?
New York.
2 words.
This is a place where every day you wake up, you could experience everything from a plane crashing into our trade center to a person who's celebrating a new business that's open. This is
getting
very,
raped.
very complicated.
That's
city.
where he went,
That's
huh?
why it's the greatest city on the globe.
That's where he
That's
went.
why it's the greatest city on the globe.
That's where he went, huh?
Started with
The-
9/11, ended with greatest city on the
Right.
globe.
You can see it all here.
Right, the terrorist attack that happened in his city, right, that defined 25 years of foreign policy.
Don't try to make sense of it, Pat. It doesn't make sense. That's
Right.
that's the thing.
The darkest day in that city's history, okay?
Yeah,
He's like an idiot at beauty pageant answering a question.
That was bad, man.
Yeah.
You're a politician, you're supposed to have something good to go, right? Like New York, the type of place where you could see this positive thing happening from this children's group in this this unexpected place in this borough, right?
Anything,
or New
Pat.
York, the type of place that you could see this other positive thing taking place, right? Because you're the mayor of New York, right?
Just don't bring up 9/11.
Anything. Yeah, you just should have a constant reminder in your head, like, hey, don't start the answer with 9/11 and then the end. That's why this city's great, because that's just it's never gonna work. It's just never. It's impossible.
The city keeps you on your toes, that's for sure.
You could see a homeless guy jacking off. You never know. But
The type of place you could see Gambito crime family head Frank Callie's brains exploded outside of a steakhouse, right? To I don't know, green ooze seeping from our sewers inexplicably.
Would you
New
look
York,
at that?
you know.
amazing, dude. And so that's Mayor Eric Adams. He has had one of the roughest winters I've ever seen. So we'll see how things go for him as we move forward. But that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. As always,
It's like the mayor of LA being like, it's LA, man. You could see a young black man named Rodney King being brutally assaulted and beaten within an inch of his life by
yeah.
by
ODs.
Yeah, by a bunch of LA's finest, right?
Yeah.
And that's just a Tuesday, and that's why it's the greatest city in
To
the world.
Macaulay Culkin getting a walk on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's LA, man.
Yeah, it's LA.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, well, I mean, dude,
It's like the mayor of Orlando being like, it's Orlando, man. You could, I don't know, see 30 gay men slaughtered in Pulse nightclub, or you could shoot on down to Disney and see Mickey do a backflip. It's Orlando, baby.
The pressure of his federal investigation into his campaign is obviously making him crack.
Las Vegas, a crazy man who liked Asian ladies firing on a country music festival with a bump stock out of the 52nd floor of the MGM Grand, right? Or Elvis marrying a couple. It's Vegas, man.
Vegas, baby. Yeah. No, I mean, none of the other mayors or governors or anybody would ever do that. It's just Eric Adams. We're blessed to have witnessed his stint as mayor of New York City. I don't think it's going to last forever. But yeah.
I mean, think of the mayor of Mount St. Helens, right? It's Mount St. Helens, Washington. You could see that volcano over there exploding, killing hundreds.
He's really letting his voters down. Yeah. Mayor Adams with that answer.
Or Jerry Smith, the local dairy farmer.
Right. Well,
bringing some milk to the market.
Hopefully he gets a better answer for next time. That's going to do it for this show today. Thank you as always for listening. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking